everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie and this is Three Swords Tarot. We are here for a tea and tarot session. I am so excited. I don't even remember how long it's been since we've done this. It has been probably May or June of 2025. And I have been dying to get back to these. I have actually filmed this kind of video I think 3 or 4 different times, but every time I filmed it, I would pull a card and like nothing came to me. And yeah, I would pull maybe 10 cards and my video would be 8-9 minutes long. It was bad. And part of me is like, there's a few things going on. At the time, it was very much like I was just burnt out. I was in the middle of my tarot coach certification program, and that was part of it. I was also just really like working a lot more. But another reason is just sometimes things just don't come to us. You know, the cards don't speak, and I was really bothered by this, and I had a little bit of a journey with it. I gave up on like my 4th video, I think, of like trying to do it, and I said I just need to focus on my program. Sorry, I can't hold things. I filmed a whole video. You know the video I just posted where I talk about new beginnings? It was a really ridiculous video, but that one that I made one that was so good, you guys. It was so good, but I was holding, oh, hold on. I was holding my pop socket and I was just through the entire video. And I had to delete it. I was like, Stephanie Francis, what are you doing? And yeah, this has a little fidget on there as well that I will have to put here because that is not acceptable behavior while you're filming a video. That can be very distracting and annoying. So anyway, I had to go through a whole journey about allowing myself to not always be able to connect with tarot and letting that in itself be an answer, right? Pulling a card, getting a blank, and having to have the patience to like put it up somewhere and let it chill and let it stew. And that has been a journey. It's really funny because I will pull a card because I have a question and I just won't understand. I won't understand. And I'll leave it, I'll walk away. I will work so hard to not try and pull more cards. It's so hard. And I'll be driving to work and all of a sudden the answer will pop into my head. I wasn't even trying to think of it. It was just like I was singing a song on the radio or something, and the song must be triggering to me in some way because the answer will just come to me. And I'm trying to honor that more. And so my goal in moving forward with the series is if I pull 10 cards and I don't have anything come up for me, and this video is 3 minutes long, I honor that and I post it anyway. And I show you that even though we're tarot readers, sometimes we're not in it, and that's okay, and we should honor that. And yeah. So anyway, if you are new here, Tea and Tarot is just where I pull random cards from my deck. I am currently doing the traditional Rider-Waite deck. I'm gonna pull, I think, about 5. It kind of depends on how long things are taking. I am doing the less quality camera, like the screen is facing me, so I can keep my eye on the time. Hopefully we'll get through 5 cards, and but I don't want this to be too long. If I have time, I'll pull a couple more, but I am just slowly working my way through the entire Rider-Waite deck, and I plan on doing this series for as many decks as I can get my hands on. I think it's so much fun. Every deck brings something new, and they make me see the tarot cards in a new way, and I really really enjoy hearing other people on YouTube talk about the way the other decks make them interpret cards, and I just think it's a really interesting and powerful exercise to come to the tarot and to very different tarot decks and not do a reading per se, but just sit with the cards and see what comes up. I have been through these cards. If I get them. I have been through these cards already. I will try and link the other ones below, the other videos below if you want to watch. And that being said, I actually have tea with me. If you've been around the block with me a little bit, you know I've never had tea with me during a tea and tarot. Got a nice little, I think it's like a raspberry green tea. I don't know. It's delicious. That's all I know. And I'm trying to be more intentional. I think my style of YouTube video is going to be just off the cuff. It's never going to be polished. It's never going to be top 6, whatever. It's always going to be conversational and weird. But I'm going to try and center it in some way. And I think by taking a nod from the Lunate and lighting a candle before every video and setting an intention, so that no matter what rabbit hole we go down, you know that what my intentions are. And I would like for you to consider setting your own intentions for watching this, so you're not just mindlessly consuming YouTube videos. That is very important. I mindlessly consume so much stuff. Anyway, I almost burnt my hair, I think. So we're going to light this little tea light, and I'll leave it until it's completely gone. So we're going to light it. The intention I'm setting for this video is to just give you a space to breathe and to land when it comes to tarot, whether you're new or well-versed in the art of tarot, whether it's something that scares you, overwhelms you, or inspires you. Let's just come together as friends, family, soul family, colleagues, brothers, sisters, however you want to look at this community that I'm trying to build. And let's just pause and reflect and not have to have the answers, right? Let's not have to have the answers. Let's just let the experience flow. And I'm going to leave this for a minute. I'm going to tip it, let you see it. If you have any wishes you want to make, any prayers, anything, put it into the candle. And I will let this candle burn all the way down. And then your prayers and your hopes and any of your dreams will go up into the universe with all the smoke as it burns out. So I'll give you a few moments. Okay, if you need more time, you can pause the video. And yeah, let's get to it. I was like, where's my deck? I am propped up on 2 pillows that are both very satiny and slippery. So if I disappear at some point, that's what happened. I fell off my pillow pony. Okay. I'm just shuffling a little bit, not too much. We're not doing it, like I said, we're not doing a proper tarot reading. It's just, it's just what I do now when I have tarot in my hands. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just pull. I like to split my decks every time. I don't know why. Okay. Let's go ahead and put my deck up here. We're just gonna pull randomly. Oh my god, you guys. Oh wait, 7 of Swords. This one I really struggled with. Because it's supposed to be about like thievery, deception. Like this guy is stealing the swords from his enemy, right? He thinks he's so clever, and maybe he is clever. I don't know. But I really always struggled with this card. And I just didn't, I didn't, I don't know. I just thought it was dumb. Like, I didn't see how he was stealing. It didn't look like he was stealing anything. It looked like he was just prancing off into the sunset with some swords, right? But I think it was a tarot diagnosis, which if you're not listening to that podcast, I'm not technically listening to that podcast right now. I just don't have time. But when I do listen to podcasts, I do listen to the tarot diagnosis. And I forget her name, but she is a licensed therapist, and she's into tarot. And so she breaks down the tarot, each of the tarot cards, from a therapist's point of view, and it's fascinating. And she points it out, and this is what changed this card for me, right? I started to really love this card when it came up, and it made me start to like understand it and accept it. And it's not so much that he is running off with someone else's swords, it's that he's stealing them by the blades. So he's like cutting himself badly in order to achieve whatever he thinks he's achieving, right? And this for me now, the swords, is about the mindsets and the ways of speaking towards myself that I have taken on from others, that people probably meant to lob at me, to hurt me, that I took as fact, I took as truth, and I made it part of my psyche. I made it part of the monologue I have running in my head, that I am stupid, that I am ugly, that I am lazy, that I am weird, that I'll never get anywhere. You know, all the things that people have told me over the years that just weren't true. And some of it was told to me to motivate me, but a lot of it was, you know, to hurt me. It was to hurt me. And I look back at my life, at all the things I believed about myself. I need to move this candle. It is right under my lampshade. I don't need to set a lampshade on fire today. And the Seven of Swords has just become this really powerful check-in with myself. What part of the situation is involving me with these negative thought patterns, mindsets, and ways of speaking to myself or about other people that are just hurting me? What am I doing to hurt myself that I have taken on from other people? That is what the Seven of Swords means to me now. Ooh, I did not brew that long enough. That is mostly water. Okay, the next card. King of Swords. As a Pisces, I don't get along with the swords, which is interesting because on astro.com, I forget what the function is called. You'd have to like Google it, and I don't even know how you would Google it. But like playing around on the website, I accidentally somehow figured a way to look at my entire expansive chart, like pulling back through space as far as you can go, looking at all the different stars and all. It probably isn't even all of them, but like as many as like that website felt was conclusive enough. And they tally how many types of signs you have. So are you mostly air, water, earth, or fire? And I was overwhelmingly water. But by one single sign, I am mostly air signs. By one. They're almost head to head. But I have one more air sign that I do water sign. And I was blown away by this, which makes sense because I am extremely emotional. I live and die by my emotions, but I'm also like really logical. Like I'm a planner girl. I need a planner. I need a flippin' planner. I am preparing to get a trip booked to LA in 2027 for Star Wars Celebration, and I'm already planning that shit. Like, I'm already on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. Like, I have 2 people going with me. Well, one for sure, one potentially. And I am like, we're already booking, like, we're making plans for, I'm getting off topic. I'm planning the ever loving goodness out of that trip already, and it's in April of 2027. 2027. Wow, you guys, this is gonna go well. Anyway, King of Swords is because I'm so emotional, I tend to vent a lot. I tend to really need to vent. And King of Swords comes up to me a lot when I know I'm in a cycle of overventing. I do think, I know psychologically speaking, they have done a study, and venting does nothing to help you feel better. It really hasn't. You know, like taking a more concrete pathway to dealing with that emotion is the better way to go. And it is not going to the gym. It is not throwing things. It is, pardon me, the best way to deal with anger and frustration actually is to just write it out. Write it out. Why? Just explain why. Tell yourself in written form why you're upset and allow yourself to feel it, validate it, and then let it go. Like, you're not even supposed to go to the gym and box or anything like that. You're supposed to, like, confront it, break it down, understand it, and then let it go. And this guy comes up for me. This guy comes up for me, King of Swords. When I'm like, oh boy, okay, let's reevaluate. Let's take a step back. Let's shut the mouth down. Let's shut that mouth down. Let's be smarter about this. Let's communicate this in a more constructive way, because there are way more constructive ways to do this. I am falling off my pillow pony, y'all. I don't know what to do. Moving on. Moving on. The next one is one that the shame. 5 of Swords. You guys, I do not know how to pick my battles. This is for me the reminder to stop. I just stop. Like, when you feel someone isn't gonna back down, they're just gonna keep pushing. My ego gets really upset, and I push, and I don't even realize it's happening until it's already done, and then I'm like, ugh. I'm very proud of myself. I was at work. I work in a retail place, and this one older gentleman just went. I don't even know. I can't imagine living in his brain. He was looking for landline phones. We don't carry landline phones, and he was looking at the cell phones, and she's like, "Do you carry anything that's a landline?" And I said, "No, just," and I was gonna say just cell phones, and he like tensed up and was like, "Yes or no?" And I was like, and he bared down even harder. It was like, "Yes or no?" And I was like, and I felt my ego wanting to push this guy over the edge, wanting to be like, "How dare you?" And like just come up with the longest way of saying no. But I yanked myself back by the chain, and I was like, "No." And then I just walked away, because I could have, I could have, like, man, my ego is not nice. My ego is, I really, really struggle, you guys, when people hurt my feelings, when people talk to me like I'm stupid. My ego is really, sorry, text message. My ego is really very, very inflamed. It's I can feel it all the time, very inflamed, wanting to kick off. It's just the environment I live in. I always feel like I'm under attack. And a lot of times I'm not under attack, but a lot of times I am. A lot of times I am very much under attack. Not like physically, but intellectually, egotistically. Yeah, and I have to remember that, like, when I'm at work, I never have to engage. I never have to engage. But especially when I'm at work, it's just not worth it. Because then I feel awful. I feel so awful. And I feel bad for the rest of the day. And I probably feel bad for the rest of the week. And this card is the card that reminds me. Like, I try to point to the screen. Like, this will be me. This will be me in the moment. And then for the rest of the week, this will be me. Anyway. It's not great. The ego is like the final frontier of me healing. I go through like long periods of time where I feel at peace and I feel okay, but then like things will kick up and my ego is like, we need to shut some shit down. And I'm like, we really don't. We really, really don't. And my ego is like, no. Things are going down and I'm not okay with it. And I'm like, but it's better if we just clock it and then move differently instead of like pushing. My ego's like, nah, I don't think so. And I'm like, trust me. Trust me. Anyway, moving on. 8 of Cups. You guys, this was 2023 for me. 2023 was the year that I walked away from a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of people. This is the card, like, for me this card is, you have the 5 of Cups, right? The 5 of Cups is where all the cups are spilled except for like 2, right? 2. And they are mourning. There is loss, there's heartbreak, right? The 8 of Cups for me is about walking away from a situation, but you don't kick the cups over. You instead, you walk away in a way where you kind of leave things better, or as better as you can. Because sometimes you're leaving a situation and like you can't like leave it better. It has to be you just getting out as fast as you can, because you gotta get out as fast as you can. But instead of having like a big fight, or, you know, going into your boss and throwing like things in their face and telling them what a horrible person they are, and, you know, like, this is you putting your 2 weeks in. This is you just silently kind of, you know, exiting out of a friend group, or I don't even know. I can't even think of any other. I'm sure you all have an experience where, you know, you either did or you could have, or you wished you had left the situation by not burning bridges, by not causing problems, by just like taking the higher ground out of there and leaving things better than they were when you arrived. And that was a really hard year. That was a heartbreaking year. I'm still, to this day, like, I talk about it all the time, the choices I had to make. I wouldn't be here though right now. I wouldn't be making this video if I hadn't done it. I really wouldn't have been. And I need to honor that. All the decisions I made, they were so hard and they were so painful, but I'm here now, and I have a path ahead of me that is clear, that is of my own making, that is really, it's mine. It's mine, and I know what I'm doing, and I feel so good. And sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to move on in life, you know, and the people, places, and things you walk away from, if they support you, they'll figure it out, and they'll make their way back to you. I promise. I promise. And if they don't, something better will come in. I have a lot of new things that I am engaging with very differently, because I've learned a lot of lessons. And yeah, it's fun. It's good times. Let's do another one. Maybe 1, 2 more. How many have I done? 4. I think I've done 5 now. So we'll do a couple more. I want to try and get through this deck. The next one, Wheel of Fortune. Oh, this one, oh, Yeah. This one, I don't even know where to begin with this one. My eyes are immediately drawn to this guy. There are a few different ways I see him. One is like the obvious one where the wheel is crushing him. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. It's just the way the wind feels. This is just the way the wheel spins. But I also kind of see him as like carrying someone else who gets to stay at the top. And it makes me think of like the sacrifices we make to allow other people to shine. And how like time can kind of, it's kind of weird. It's definitely not the traditional Wheel of Fortune. I kind of see it as feeling like, because he looks kind of like a devil. And to me, it's like overly identifying with the devil and allowing yourself, like putting yourself under the wheel of karma because you don't belong at the top, and like being really mindful of not doing that anymore. Not allowing the wheel of karma, not allowing the wheel of karma to crush you, to get out from underneath that belief. It's not a traditional Wheel of Fortune. A Wheel of Fortune is about ups and downs. Like I said, sometimes you're at the bottom, sometimes you're at the top. It can be about lessons. It can be about karma. I think cycling through karma, which are just lessons. But for me, I see this guy as very devilly, demon looking, and like I see him as like voluntarily being crushed by the wheel and allowing it to just crush him because he thinks he's he looks like a demon, so he must be a demon, which means it's his job. It's his job. And it can remind me a little bit of victimhood. Not victimhood, martyrdom. Like the martyr mentality, right? It is my job to be crushed by the wheel. Allow me to take on the karma so you can rise. Like, no, honey, we don't need that. We're okay. Let's move on. Let's let ourselves rise to the top. I think we'll do one more. We're at 30 right now, so let's do it. Let's do one more. I'll do like more of these more often. Ooh, that was a little sneak peek. This one I love. 6 of Swords. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to think. Because the one before this is the 5 of Swords, right? The tarot diagnosis, I'll do a whole video on the swords. The tarot diagnosis, she did a video where because traditionally, this card is about what happens after you fought and you move on, right? And then the 7 of Swords is the one we've had. Yeah, it is one with the guy. Oh, hold on. What's that song? The other one's on the floor. I can't knock my candle over. So I was doing a Reiki session one day, a remote Reiki session, and I have a little like fold up table that I use by my bed. And I had like a whole crystal grid, and I had created like a little container with 4 candles, and I had them all lit, and I was in the middle of my session, and I hit the table, and the table went kaplunk, and all of my candles went pff. They went out immediately, but there was just spilled wax all over my floor, and I am now so scared whenever I have the candle on there. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it, little one. Don't you. I was ironing that floor for like a month. I was ironing that floor with a paper bag for literal months. I got everything up. It's okay. It's actually really relaxing in a way. But anyway, this isn't what we're talking about. So you have the 5 of Swords, and then you have the 6 of Swords, and you have the 7 of Swords. And the tarot, there's actually way more than this. There's the 8 of Swords, which is about like the girl who's got her hands, she's surrounded by the swords, and her eyes are all, you know, bound, and she can't see anything. And then there's the 9 of Swords, which is all about like anxiety and fear. And then there's the 10 of Swords, which is the guy laying down. There's just like, they've all killed him. And then you go into the page, the page, the knight, the queen and the king, right? And I forget how the tarot diagnosis ended up interpreting this, but traditionally we see this as like, you've learned your lessons, right? And now you are kind of like you're letting spirit and the universe like take care of you and move you on. And or I like to see this as lessons learned, because each one of these is like a thought or an expression, or these are like thoughts. These are the lessons you've learned and you've collected, and you are now moving on, having been through a battle, right? And she didn't like that interpretation. She's like, when you look at the whole story of the swords, that interpretation doesn't make sense. And I disagree. I think after the 5 of Swords, you have a choice. You have a choice. And the choice is either the 6 of Swords. So you have just engaged in the 5. Where is it? You've engaged in a fight. You've had a fight. You've had an argument. And now you have a choice. Are you going to become the 7 of Swords and become someone who becomes very egocentric and doubles down on their words and their thoughts? Are you gonna take your win and keep going and keep fighting more people and more people and more people, keep collecting these swords as like tokens, or what are they called? These swords as mementos? Are you gonna have a chip on your shoulder? Or are you going to take what you've learned and move on? And if you choose this, then you get to go straight to the Knight of Swords. I mean, the Page of Swords. If you choose this, if you decide to go through life after arguments and after fighting and after ego battles, like the 7 of Swords, you then go through the 8, the 9, and the 10. And then you just kind of keep repeating that until you finally choose the 6 of Swords, to take what you've learned and to move on. And that's kind of how I see it. Yeah. Man, the 6 of Swords have been coming up for me so much lately as I plan my future. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I want to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish so bad. And I am so scared. And I don't know who to talk to help, because everyone tells me I can't do what I want to do, that it's irresponsible, it's unreasonable, and it's I mean, you're not supposed to tell people, but I've been saying for a while I want to involve this channel, and I want to tell you my hopes and dreams, because I want to show a realistic way to manifest. I think I said this before. I can't remember. I made so many videos. That last video I posted, like I said, I think it was like 15 different versions that like most of them wouldn't upload. And the one I did get, I was popping that thing. And then there was like that final one that I got up that was crap. It was really bad video, but I just wanted to show up for myself. I said I would do 2 videos a month. And I'm like, I gotta get this video up. So I posted it, and I wasn't very succinct. I didn't get everything out that I wanted to talk about. But I just don't think the manifestation conversation is a good one that's out there. I think it's really unrealistic. I think it's woo woo and floofy. I mean, I love woo woo, so I shouldn't say woo woo, but it's like floofy and it has no real. There's nothing to it. Like what are we actually talking about here, people? And I see a lot of YouTubers actually, like, when you look at the beginning of their journey to like now, you can see they've evolved. You can see that they've manifested things in their life. But when they talk about it, it's like, you're telling me you spoke your dreams into a bottle of water and then let it sit under the moon and then drank it, and now you have a husband? Like, no, honey. Hi, editing Stephanie here with her bedhead and all. I just wanted to make sure I interjected here that when I say, you mean you talked your dreams into a bottle of water and then now you have a husband, I mean, I think there's something sad to me that people who are spiritual, who do a lot of manifestation type content, feel like they can't include the work that they put in. They can't include the work that they put in as evidence that manifestation works. Right? A lot of hard work goes into getting yourself to a place where you're bringing in healthy relationships. If you're getting money, a lot of hard work goes into acquiring money. If you are moving across country or buying a car or whatever, there's a lot of really legit hard work that goes into that. And it makes me so sad that people who make manifestation content feel like that isn't, like, not look, I'm like looking over here, you're over here. It makes me sad that a lot of people who make manifestation content don't feel like that is a valid part of what they do in life, and that they have to kind of like gloss over it with, you know, vision boards and crystal grids and scripting and this, that, and the other. And I just feel like that's a really frustrating reality. I think it's a sad reality that somehow we're disproving that manifestation works when that's not, that admitting that you did the work too, and showing people how you did the work is just as much a part of actual manifestation. And I think we are hurting people by bypassing that and not talking about it enough. I think we really hurt people. And I think we are not good examples and not good leaders in this community if that's what we're doing. Because you can't just talk your dreams into a bottle of water, let it sit under the moon, and then get what you want. You can't. I think it's a very interesting thing to do alongside doing the work, but it can't be the work. And yeah, that was the point that I'm making. Okay, thanks, bye. No, that is not how that happens. You know, and I want to take you on the journey as I manifest my life when I start my business and I move to LA. And I'm hoping I don't hate that decision, but right now that's where I feel like my soul is being called to. And I want to show you, I want to be as transparent as I feel safe being, because I want you to see that it's not just vision boards and things like that. Like, there is real work that goes into it, and I think we need to talk about it. It is the magic ingredient. Inspired action and doing the damn work is part of that process, and it is where, like I said, the magic is, where the bread and the butter is, where the good stuff is. Oh, I haven't even manifested that many things, and I just, oh my Lord, I can tell you, I can promise you, down to my toes, that's where the real work is. That is where the real manifestation is. That's where the real magic is. That's where the real growth is. That is where your love for yourself and the life you are growing is going to come from. Is from the work. And that is not that doesn't negate the woo-woo part. Doing the work doesn't negate the woo-woo part, right? And I'm so excited, and I just want to be a channel that inspires people to remember that, like, you're not any less magical because you did your vision board and then you went out and you kicked some ass and you made it happen. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you in the next video, which will either be another tea and tarot, or I have some other videos coming up. I want to talk about how to be spiritual. I want to do how to read, or how to interact with pick a card tarot readings on YouTube. I want to talk about how to read YouTube. I have a lot of videos coming up that I want to do. I want to talk about my finances. I want to get into some real life. I want to declutter with you. I want to start bringing spiritual life and real life together to show you that they are not separate. They are all the same, and that we can talk about everything at the same time. And it's still magic. It's still spiritual. It's still woo-woo. It's still crazy, weird, and totally down to earth. So keep your eyes peeled. Here's the candle one last time. Now that we've had a chance to talk and connect, if there's anything else that has come up for you, go ahead and put it in there. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, love you. Bye-bye.